Max Cavalera. I'm from Brazil. Sing, play guitar, four-string guitar in a band called Soulfly. We play here tonight in Montreal.
What kind of stuff have you had to go through to get to where you are right now?
Well, a lot of, like just always working, keep it going and try to create records that are, different from each other and don't become like copying or putting out an album that is obsolete and people don't care about it. And for me, it's been the biggest struggle, just trying to put it out record. They're meaningful, and they're powerful. And I'm coming out of a record called Enslave, which was the most extreme record I've done so far. It was produced by Zeus, and he had worked with Oceano and Chelsea Green, a bunch of like real heavy bands, and we tried to make this kind of a bridge between extreme metal. It was almost like a hardcore death metal record with lyrics about slavery. So it was really interesting record. I like the record a lot. And then it was time to make the new record, which is called Savages, which I just did. The Savages is a really interesting record because half of Savages is coming from the enslaved mentality. It's very extreme. Really extreme songs like Cannibal Holocaust, Fallen, that has Jamie from I Declare War, a great new band that I like, and KCS that has Mitch from Napalm Death. Those are all extreme songs. And then the other half of the record was more like old school Soulfly stuff that people wanted me to do, more tribal grooves, and so it's like Bloodshed, Master of Savagery, and El Come Gente, which is in Spanish and Portuguese. Recently, about a year ago, I had Bell's palsy, which was really freaky. Half of my face paralyzed, and it was a virus I caught in Australia. I was there with Cavalera Conspiracy, caught it in the air. And I wake up, I thought I was having a stroke, man. I freaked out. I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? Half of my face, I cannot feel half of my face. And I look in the mirror, and I was talking like Sylvester Stallone, It was insane. I went to the hospital right away, and they diagnosed it was Bell's palsy, I never even heard of this fucking disease, Sounds like Metallica, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Like, what is this Bell's shit, So I got through that. I actually had a South American tour booked, and I didn't want to cancel. So I went, and I just not doing interviews. I just not talk to the press so people don't see how fucked up I am and don't stop the shows. And I went to see my doctor after I went back from South America, and I healed really good. And he's say probably one of the reasons I healed so fast was because I did not stop working. I kept on working and touring. That helped the healing process. So, there's, things like that we do. It's a lot of cool stuff. We do kind of like, try to do a lot of like stuff with diabetic children in Phoenix. My son is diabetic, Igor, since he was 2. So we have, every album has place for people to send donations, and in January, I go meet with diabetic children and cancer patients from the Phoenix Children's Hospital, which is cool. I love doing stuff like that, and it's good for your soul, It's good karma and good. It's something that you do outside the music that is good for you. It feels good to do that kind of stuff. And February, I'm supposed to go to Pakistan with my wife. We're gonna be part of. It's kind of like they're doing. It's kind of organization for kids also, to help kids like stay in school and stuff like that. And I was invited to be a speaker, and they're gonna put a kind of a band together with all Pakistani people, do a bunch of Sepultura covers. So that should be fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we're doing little things like that on the side, And then apart from that, just touring, The Savage album just came out. it did really good. It debuted on Billboard number 84, which is really cool for us. It's similar to what Enslaved did, so it's at least we continue. It could have been worse or it could have been better, but it was the same. So I'm happy. It's cool. I'm happy with the record. I got my son playing drums on the record. Zion, he's doing great. He's here with us right now, and we're touring with Havoc. They're a killer thrash band. It's a really fun tour. So the tour is going really good.
For the young people out there watching, what kind of, I guess, words of wisdom or, advice or anything could you offer them in terms of, getting involved? People want to help the world. Maybe some people don't know how, Maybe if you could try to inspire people in watching a little bit as to the importance of giving back, different ways of giving back, and what giving back is, I guess, given to you. How you've benefited from spending your time altruistically and by giving back and not doing things for money necessarily.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I mean, people can get involved in different ways. Doesn't mean even if if it's something small, doesn't need to be as big as a big charity thing. Just by helping somebody, I think it's already something good that you do. If you see somebody that needs a helping hand and you give that person some hope and some strength, and I mean that's killer. That's how it starts anyway, like stuff like that. I decided to do it. Our son was diagnosed with diabetes, and we realized that through the music we could do something outside that could help, and we got together with the Phoenix Children's Hospital, and we found a lady there, and she was a Soulfly fan, and we created a fund called Iggy Fund, and right now it has raised something like $1 million, and it has helped tons of families that don't have money to buy medicine. We're fortunate that we make enough money that I can afford my son's medicine, but I cannot imagine somebody going through life that cannot afford the medicine and has diabetes. That is really why it was created, to help this kind of people that cannot afford the medicine, and it's doing really good. We every year we do a Dana show in Phoenix, is the Dana Memorial Show, and they always have a diabetes booth set up where they talk to people about it. They give pamphlets and explain how it is. I like to do my part. Is like sometimes I go and talk to diabetic children. A lot of them are teenagers, so a lot of them are fans of my music, so it's really cool to connect with them. And I tell them that we're no different from them. My son has diabetes. He hates it sometimes. It's a drag. Get shots every day in your arm and in your leg, and get finger poke and get blood sticking out of your needle out of you 5-6 times a day. Nobody likes that, and sometimes he rebels against it, but he's doing good, and it's for his own good, so he doesn't lose his vision, doesn't lose his feet, that kind of stuff. And we try to encourage them to continue taking the medicine. As sucks as it is, it's important to do it for your own good. And then we do other stuff, like the Navajos has a Christmas program that's really cool, that they get presents from the military, helps bring a lot of presents. A lot of people give donations and they bring presents, and they give presents for the Navajo kids for Christmas. It's like Toys for Tots, something in, and I went last year and it was really killer. It was in a big Tuba City Pavilion. It's where Soulfly actually played a couple of years ago, and I met the main chief of the Navajo Indians, the president of Navajo Nation. Gave me a beautiful Navajo coat, and I actually also met the code talkers, you know, from the World War II. They did the codes in Navajos that nobody could decipher. They're like older guys now. They're like 80, you know. And I met all of them. That was really cool. And then we gave these toys for all the kids that were there, and I did a little speech, and it was really cool, man. I like doing I really enjoy doing stuff like that. And apart from that, just the music itself, I cannot count so many people that come to me and has told me that the music has helped them go through a hard time in their life, either a death in the family, or there's a guy in Austria that he's lost his dad, and his mom was a junkie, and he was as a kid, instead of playing with toys, he played with syringes. You know, he told me the story, and that stayed with me for a long time. It was a hard story, and through the music, through Sepultura and Soulfly, he found a way to be positive and overcome that. And he's a really, you know, cool guy. He's got a huge Soulfly tattoo, and you know, it's really cool when music can do that kind of power. You know, when I'm writing those songs at home, I have no idea they're gonna do so much, but they actually do, and it's really powerful and really great. It's amazing the power of music. I think music succeeds where politics and religion fails, you know, in trying to bring people together and making a better world. Music in metal, in hardcore, we succeed in that idea, succeed where politics and religion cannot do it. They can't do it.
Yeah. For me, the hardcore community has always been there for me. The music I connected with in a way that, you know, for example, Strife, okay, I picked this up last week. I went to see them in Syracuse with Terror. And then they played at the Tsunami Fest in Pennsylvania with Cro-Mags and a whole bunch of bands. First Gear rises above. It always did. And they were incredible. I've never seen them so good. It was like,
yeah.
It's awesome. So I'm 2 days in a row, dream come true, interviewed Andrew. It was awesome, you know.
Yeah, we took them to Europe in '96. The last tour, the last Sepultura tour, the Roots tour.
Yeah.
Strife was the opening band. And it was great. It was so cool to watch them every night, and they're really cool guys too. Very nice guy. Me and Igor, we were really close to hardcore our whole life. We love. I grew up with a lot of English hardcore first, like Discharge, GBH, Exploited, English Dogs, Varukers, you know. And then later in life, we discover American hardcore, Bad Brains, Dead Kennedys, Black Flag, and then New York hardcore, and that was huge. When I discovered like Cro-Mags, it changed my life. I have a T-shirt that says "Age of Quarrel is my Bible." You know, that just says that. It doesn't even says Cro-Mags on it. It's so cool. I love wearing that. You know. Like, people don't even know what that is, you know. They just read it. It's like, what the hell does that shirt means, man? But yeah, I really love the political thing about it. Sick of it all. It was so cool. Cavalera Conspiracy, we did a song with Roger from Agnostic Front. It was so cool recorded with him. He was so humble, and he was like, actually the first thing he says, like, I thought you guys were gonna record with my brother, with my brother, not with me. He's more famous than me. You know, like, but you're the legend, man. You know, no offense to your brother, he's killer. I love Madball, but fucking Agnostic Front is where all it started. You know, and that was really awesome. And we play a bunch of shows. We're sick of it all. They're always great guys. You know, we did a New Titans tour with Napalm Death, Sikura, Sepultura. That was really cool. The exchange of, especially when we went to the East Coast, we saw a lot of skinheads and stuff came to the shows, it became very crazy. Like how this is gonna play out, you know? Is it gonna be a lot of fights or? But it was cool. Everybody, you know, everybody got together, and I think metal, you know, in general, a lot of the metal that's done right now, stuff like, you know, Abysmal Dawn and Acacia Strain and, you know, Despise Icon, you know, it's really influenced by all death metal and hardcore. You can totally see the influence of both styles, which are both killer styles that I love in this music, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to actually, you know, that I'm glad that me and Negro had a foot on hardcore for a long time. We always liked it, you know. We worked with people like Jello Biafra, doing lyrics for Biotech's Godzilla, and you know, having Roger on Cavalera and stuff like that. I think it's really cool. I'm proud of that, you know. I'm proud of that. That side of me and Igor always had a hardcore corner, you know.
Yeah.
We're metal, but we love hardcore too, you know. So that's something that I'm always proud of it.
And I mean, let's not forget that your brother Igor performed on the new Strife album.
Yeah.
That can't be forgotten.
Yeah, he's really tight with those guys, you know, Igor. Every time I see him in LA, Andrew's always there with him and hanging out with him, and they always come to the shows, the Cavalera shows. The last show we got was really cool. We had the Skinhead Rob from Transplants came and sang Roots, which was wild, man. You know, it was like totally off the wall.
That's great.
You know, but I like the Transplants a lot. You know, I think that was a great project, really really cool project, and he's a really cool guy too. A big fan. So yeah, it's awesome. I love the exchange between metal and hardcore became one thing, you know. It was divided years ago. Now it seems like it's united. You see bands touring together more and more, and it's the way it's supposed to be, you know. It's supposed to be together anyway, you know. I would love to do a Soulfly tour and have like Agnostic Front opening, or, you know, Sick of It All or Madball or any of those bands. Would be fucking great. So hopefully it will happen maybe next year.
Yeah! Sing it back, sing it drop! Sing it back, sing it drop! Sing it back, sing it drop! Everybody jump! 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 Oh, nice! It's a bullshit word! Another day, another hour! Take back your home!
There's that expectation in you know, Western society that by the age of 20-something you should be doing a traditional career and all this kind of stuff. Get involved in communities. How have you been able to I guess keep a sense of this struggle in you, so that your music stays as pure as it is and you stay as true to yourself as you have? You know, I think it's a very important lesson for people to learn. Like, you never sold out. You've achieved the success by being who you are, and I guess your anger is pure. Your, I guess, a frustration with the world. How you, I guess, find this energy inside you, and how you keep a handle on it, and how you channel it.
Well, the things, you know, for me, music, you know, I consider it's kind of like sacred. You know, it's almost like you should take your shoes off when you're in the presence of music. You know, I find it. I put music really high on a pedestal. You know, and has saved my life. Has put me here where I am right now. I'm from Brazil. My odds of me succeeding was slim to none. You know, and we made it through the music. So I'm so grateful to music, and I'm a few musicians with a second chance too, with Sepultura and then Soulfly, making it work through Soulfly. A lot of people don't get second chance, or they get a second chance and they blew it, or cannot make it work as good as their first band. And I made it with Soulfly, which is amazing. And I think one of the reasons I don't get a big head is from my family, because they just keep me on earth, you know, my kids and, you know, my wife, you know, they're like, don't start thinking you're God, because I'll smack you down. You're a dog, you're not God, you know. That kind of, you know, reality. But at the same time, I'm still a kid myself with music, man. I fucking love music. I listen to it all the time. I don't get tired. I drive my wife crazy with my iPod. Sometimes she wants to throw that thing out of the window. It's like, stop listening to music. There's the whole world around you, and you got your headphones on, you know. But I get so much out of it, man. I fucking love it. I don't want to lose that purity, you know, that music gives me. And you know, that's up to everybody, how they dictate their life. It's up to you, you know. It's your own decisions is what's gonna lead you to your life. And I decided that I'm getting older, but I don't have to act older. I don't have to act like the other 40-year-old people like my age are doing other more mature stuff. I don't want to do that. I like to be this kind of kid, still loves metal, like wearing t-shirts, got in touch with bands, you know, be part of a movement, part of a tribe, the whole thing, man, the whole, you know, I'm proud to be the way I am, with my tattoos and my hair and camouflage pants and metal shirts, hardcore shirts. This is what I am, you know, and it's great. I think it's just, there's nowhere it says if you get older you have to stop liking what you like when you're young. There's nowhere that says that. So to me, it's very just as simple as that. I never wanted to change that part of me. I wanted to be like that when I'm fucking 70 years old. If I'm still here, I'm still gonna be like that. That part of me is never gonna change, you know. And hopefully the stuff I sing about you. I think I made a comparison the other day. Somebody asked me, how can you still write angry songs? They're still relevant and they're still good after all these years. And I said something that popped in my mind. It was like, well, I think one explanation can be the Beatles had a gift to writing love songs. I was born with a gift to write angry songs. Just like the Beatles can write love songs, I can write angry songs, and it works, you know, because there's a truth behind, you know. You're not just saying that just for saying it. You actually mean what you're saying. So when I call the record Savages, I talk about the world, the human condition, about how we're going to Mars and technology, Facebook, internet. At the same time, we're decapitating people in Mexican cartels, blowing up marathons, you know, chemical gassing people in Syria. We're still savages in our essence. So that's what the album was called, Savages, to make this point of humanity is still savages. So there's such a truth behind the record that I totally stand behind it with total conviction. I believe in this record. I believe what this record is saying, you know. So I think that's that comes true when you sing your songs to the fans and they feel it's real, they feel connected to it. There's a huge connection, and I have not lost that connection with my fans, and I think that's great. It's hard to keep that connection going. It's hard to keep making, you know, powerful records after powerful records, but it's something that I take as a task. It's like my task. I gotta do it. You know, nobody can do it for you. You have to do it. Sometimes it's under pressure, and it comes out, and I hate it. Sometimes I fucking hate it to record sometimes, and I don't want to do it, and it's almost like it has to be dragged out of my body, you know. to come out, but when it comes out, it's killer. And after I see the results, it's a really good result. I don't like how to get there. I don't like how he got there, but I like to see the result. You know, when it touches a lot of people all around the world. And I have a lot of other ideas. You know, Cavalera Conspiracy. I want to do a grindcore record with Igor. I think we never done that. I think it'll be fucking amazing because Igor can play super fast. He's an amazing drummer still. And I listen to a lot of Nails and Pulling Teeth and Trap Them. I fucking love these bands. You know, especially Nails. Abandon All Life is the best record I heard in the last 10 years. You know, I listened to the record, I was just like, this is it. This is the best record that came out in the last 20 years. Hands down, you know. And so I want to make a record like that, you know. I'm motivated now. So it's great, you know. And they actually heard me say that in interviews, so they got in contact with a bunch of people. They sent me a bunch of Nail shirt and pants, and I'm wearing them all the time now.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you again for your time, and I wish you all the best with your, you know, adventures and stuff.
Right on, brother.
You're a good man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.